XRP, XLM, and XDC will explode when the Clarity Act goes live. When the Senate finally passes the Clarity Act, it will be the catalyst that send these utility value altcoins that tap into the real world asset industry, multi-trillion-dollar industries, the banking system, replacing the banking system and starting a new financial system as we know it. They will explode when the Clarity Act goes live, right? Take a look at the overall market right now. We are in extreme fear at an 8 on the extreme fear, right? So this is the worst the market has been as far as fear goes from ever since the extreme fear and greed index on CoinMarketCap went live. From 2023 it went live, and it's just been falling off a cliff ever since, right? So now it's at 8. One of the best investors in our time, in our history of existence, Warren Buffett says, be greedy when others are fearful. Bitcoin right now is under $69,000, right? So what do you do when you see extreme fear? Do you sell everything? Do you run for the hills? Do you give up on this space? No. In extreme fear, you do the opposite, right? In extreme fear, you dollar cost averaging into projects like XRP, XLM, and XDC, guys. That's what you do, right? So XRP right now at $1.39, $100 per XRP, $1,000 per XRP, $10,000 per XRP. I wouldn't rule that out in the long term, okay? In the long term, that's truly possible for a project like XRP, guys. But obviously in the shorter term time frames, you could look at $10 per XRP incoming before you even know it, guys. These are trillion-dollar assets, guys. And XLM, another project, got to potentially get to $10 from here as well too, right? In the shorter term, you could see $1 to $3 for XLM, right? And XDC as well, right? Under one of the most undervalued projects, so that's why I'm talking about it. It's at 0.037 cent. And from this point that it's at right now, $4,000 could get you 100,000 XDC coins, and you could see the potential of a $3 XDC in the future, which is 100x from here to 72 billion market cap, right? And that 100,000 XDC could potentially be $3 in the future, guys. These are the type of moves that are only possible in crypto. You could only see things like that in crypto, guys. This is the only asset class where gains like that are possible, right? RWA and stablecoin London supporting XDC. Look at this, man. XDC is the biggest, is literally the network for London, for the UK. XDC network is, they have an RWA London Summit in 2026 this year, right? So when the Clarity Act goes live, what will it do for crypto? Just think the liquidity floodgates right now. Liquidity is all locked behind one massive door. The liquidity is locked behind one massive door with chains, multiple big locks on it, and it's pushing, it's trying to get out. The liquidity is trying to get out, but it just can't. When the Clarity Act passes, in my opinion, that will open the liquidity floodgates, and that's when millionaires will be made with these projects like XRP, XLM, and XDC, right? So let's take a quick, summary research into the Clarity Act. The Clarity Act protects everyday Americans. The bill ensures everyday Americans have the tools, information, and protections they need to safely participate in digital asset markets. It strengthens disclosure agreements, preserves anti-fraud authorities, limits insider abuse, and promotes coordinated oversight and financial literacy. That is bullish, guys. The Clarity Act delivers regulatory clarity for the crypto industry. This bill established clear rules for the draw off the road by drawing a line between SEC and CFTC jurisdiction and replacing the SEC's regulation by enforcement model with a workable statutory framework, basically making it much easier for liquidity to flood into risk on assets like crypto, right? It creates a tailored disclosure regime that allows responsible digital asset projects to raise capital while protecting investors, right? It also protects software developers as well. So people that want to build the apps on the XDC, XLM networks and the XRPL, the XRP ledger, this is going to be perfect for them because it promotes responsible DeFi innovation. So developers with peer-to-peer activity ensures that centralized intermediaries interacting with DeFi are subject to tailored risk management, cybersecurity, compliance standards. By focusing regulatory efforts on control rather than code, the legislation draws a clear line that balances innovation with the investor protection, right? The Clarity Act cracks down on illicit finance. The Banking Committee's market structure bill takes hardline approach to illicit finance while preserving innovation and civil liberties. It ensures that the centralized digital asset intermediaries are subject to an appropriate sanction framework and gives law enforcement new targeted tools to combat money laundering, terrorist financing, and sanctions evasion. So when you have clarity like this and regulation like this in the market, and retail investors finally come back to the space, there's been a net negative of retail investors. Retail investors in this past cycle pretty much all left. They never really came to the space. There was no new retail. But with the Clarity Act, I think that's going to be the catalyst that brings retail back, that brings a ton of liquidity back. I'm talking trillions of dollars in liquidity, and most of that will flow into the new asset class of crypto, guys. I think it flows into crypto, right? XRP, XLM, XDC. So we take a look right here from Austin XRPL. XRP Army. I'm no Elliott Wave or Fibonacci expert, but I've been staring at these charts and absorbing information and perspective from various traders. On the macro scale, big picture XRP looks about ready to blast into price discovery at any moment. We are now positioned to at any moment to become a macro third wave into price discovery. Be prepared, because when correction resolves, it will 100% result in XRP moving quickly and violently to higher prices. As you can see from Freedom by 40, XRP making a realistic move to $5, you know, and obviously the more bullish move to $10 is also possible, right? XDC waking up, massive volume spike, clean bounce off support. The chart is screaming accumulation complete, right? From 0.038 cents all the way up to 10 cents is just a start for XDC. XDC at these prices, generational opportunity. As you can see right here from SMQ, SDC real estate tokenization, $337 trillion documented. XDC network has collectively announced a successful execution of a tokenized commercial real estate financial transaction, right? Tapping into the real world asset sector, which is a multi-trillion-dollar industry, from real estate to, you know, big banks, the financial system as we know it, and uprooting that, disrupting that, right? And XDC has tapped into that, right? Very bullish stuff, man. XLM as well, looking for a rally here, bottoming at 15 cents, could see a rally to 65 cents soon. Load XLM. X Finance Bull, you're not ready for what's coming to XLM. Stellar is moving past narratives into a roadmap of measurable enterprise traction, targeting 1 billion plus in net worth growth, 50 major signings, and multiple live deployments. This is a phase where real world use meets on-chain scale. When adoption turns into volume, the market won't wait for retail to catch up. If you're paying attention, this is your early signal. You either front run the shift or react to it, or choose fast. Which one do you choose? I'm choosing to react into it as quickly as possible. I am front running this shift in the markets, right? 1 billion plus network asset growth, 15 plus transformational enterprise sightings, and 5 plus live enterprise deployments. XRP, XLM, XDC are set up for massive moves in the future that will change lives and create millionaires. All you have to do is be patient, have a long-term time horizon. As always, none of this is financial advice. Like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Join my Discord. Link to that is in the description. Also, go support the Clips channel, where I post 1 to 2 minute summary videos, because I don't have a paid group, so I'm just focusing on making the content and you guys having the free content, and I really appreciate if you support that free content. So as always, thank you so much, and I'll catch you in the